Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be another analysis video, and today we're going to focus on a game I played with my friend and two CPUs on the board Rainbow Galleria. This isn't true endgame as it only turned 15 out of 20, but with the homestretch around the corner and time running out, there's a critical move for me to make as Daisy. As you can see, I'm just before the bottom floor escalator going up to the second floor, and one space further would take me to the elevator going up to the third floor. I have 12 left on my roll, and the star is positioned 5 spaces away, just past the elevator on the third floor. In most cases, with a full 5 turns remaining, the obvious choice would be to get the star and continue on my way. However, this specific situation is where board position comes into the equation. If we look here, counting 12 from my current position, if I were to pursue the star, I would land on this lucky space in the bottom right corner of the third floor. This area is what I like to refer to as the dry zone, as there are no directional outlets and no passable item shops, meaning shops that you can visit just from passing. Going left up the escalator gives me far better board position as I'm left with significantly more options. Before I continue, I want to point out that I'm currently in 4th place, and what looks to be a status that won't change anytime soon, as I'm in 4th place with less stars than the current 3rd place player, rather than only having fewer coins. This is important as it means that I can visit the 4th place shop, which is a critical piece of this analysis. If I were to choose this route, I can pass this Koopa shop, get a custom dice, and land on this blue space. I can then use the custom on turn 16 to roll a 2 or 3 and visit the 4th place shop, where I can A, improve my event space equity, for which I was still in contention, and B, get 15 coins as well as a very important triple dice for a far range move in my final few turns. This will help me get to Boo for a crucial star steal from the opponent of my choice. All of that adds up to a +1 -1 for the star count, as opposed to just a +1, as well as an additional 15 coins and an event space. This alone might be enough to make this decision, but there's more to factor. The next thing I need to do is look at my current item inventory, as that will determine what I'm able to do after I choose my direction and play the following turns. I currently have a super dueling glove, which I'm planning on saving for as long as possible so that I have the maximum amount of information before I decide whom to duel, and a super swap mirror, which is much more relevant to the directional decision that I'm about to make. Because of this, I need to check everyone else's board position. At the moment, everyone else is just about where I would land if I were to go up the elevator and pursue the star. This means that A, their board position is not great, and B, I wouldn't gain that much positional value from swapping with them at this point. Assuming I were to not use the super swap mirror, that would leave just rolling. This puts me in a really tough spot, as I would be 19 spaces from the nearest item shop without any ability to accelerate. That could literally take the next 4 turns to get me there, and still there's no guarantee. The other option would be to wait until either Mario or Boo gets closer to the Koopa shop, and then using my super swap mirror to swap with one of them. But then I only get minimal positional value for my super swap mirror. I end up using it early, rather than getting to gather more information and use it at a more potent time, and I may have to either wait an extra turn in between before it would be advantageous to use it, or I would have to use it in a position where I may still be 8 to 10 spaces away from the Koopa shop. This is also not ideal. Now, on the other hand, let's look at everyone else's item inventory. No one has a golden pipe, or even a triple dice. This means that if I bypass the star on this turn and choose to go to the second floor instead, there's a good chance that I can still get the star on the back end after I improve my event star equity and get to Boo. This is because even by going to the second floor, I'm still closer to the star than everyone else. I would still then have the super swap mirror in my pocket to get out of this awkward position, only then everyone else would have hopefully moved into a better position to give me better options. If I'm fortunate enough, someone will be positioned near Boo so that I can maybe steal another star, coins pending. At the very least, I can probably use the mirror to get close to an item shop or another star. Even if I end up not getting this star, the payoff of getting to Boo, getting an extra event space, and getting a triple dice is still worth the sacrifice, as I'll be overall better positioned for the final few turns. Now, let's say that someone else had a super swap mirror. Would this still be the correct decision? The answer is yes, because of the fact that I can just use my own to swap back if need be. Let's say that I wasn't in 4th place. Does that change anything? The answer is not really, because even if I'm not able to visit the 4th place shop, I'll still have the custom dice from the Koopa shop that I can now use for range instead of precision. It doesn't have nearly the upside of the triple dice range, but with 5 turns remaining, it should be enough to get to Boo and stay on track wherever the star may be afterwards. If I'm able to get to this space or further before turn 19, I can use the custom on turn 19 to get the star and hit one of these event spaces on the back end to get a golden pipe. Again, coins pending. Yes, Ninji's head is currently blocking the second of these 2 event spaces. I'm then still getting my event space equity from the custom dice. I probably wouldn't do this, as Mario is currently holding a double dice, and I would want to be able to get to Boo and then swap with him so that he cannot get to Boo and so that I can get to Boo again. But the point is, going up the escalator to the second floor just gives me so many more options than I'm getting from going up the elevator and really putting myself in an awkward board position. If I was feeling particularly confident, or if I was particularly good at dual minigames, which I'm not the best, I could even use the custom dice from this shop to land on one of these event spaces and buy another super dueling glove. One thing that would be particularly problematic about pursuing the star up the elevator would be that I would most likely need to use my super swap mirror to swap with Mario because of his item equity, and there's a chance he might use his double dice and pass the Koopa shop on the next turn. This would be disastrous, as I would then have to use my mirror to play defense on Mario, in which I would not have the opportunity to visit the Koopa shop myself, or play offense and swap with Boo, in which I would allow Mario to stay on course and get to Boo. Even if Mario didn't get to the Koopa shop on the next turn, I would still then be left in a position where I would be forced to use my super swap mirror for minimal positional value. So, in the end, the better decision in this situation is to bypass the star and take the escalator to the second floor. It leaves me with better board position, which translates to higher overall equity and a better situation on the later turns. It should be noted that I ended up losing this game, but it was not due to this decision. The CPUs ended up dueling each other for dozens of coins, and I ended up losing my duel with the Super Dueling Glove, all of which added up to me coming up short. I still, though, found myself in a more favorable position than I otherwise would have as the game was winding down. Well, everyone, that's all I have for today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please do let me know what you think of the endgame analysis format, as I plan to continue with these in the future. Drop a comment in the comments section below. Also, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks, everyone.